Ben Crow with Greater Zero here. We're going to walk through the installation process for the zero turn bar. So when you take it out of the packaging, you're going to have the top mounting brackets attached to the bar. And so the first step is to determine the orientation of the brackets. You can either face them to the outside like this, or you can rotate them to the inside. It's just whatever works best with your mower. One of the advantages to the inside placement is that it actually allows for more room to the outside of the zero turn bar for two-handed steering. Once you determine the orientation of the brackets, next step is just to remove the top brackets. To do so, pull back on the sliding cover and release the ball joint from both sides, like that. The next step in the installation process is to assemble the bracket loosely. And so we're going to start by taking one of our bolts. First, place the lock washer on, and then the larger of the two nylon washers. This gets inserted into the top bracket, like that, followed by the bottom mounting bracket. Smaller nylon washer, and the nut. Just a couple of turns on the nut, like that. The next step in the installation process is to take the loosely assembled brackets and slide them over the ends of your handlebars. Now you want to keep it in the same orientation that you determined in step one, and just leave them in the approximate location determined in step one as well, like that. For mowers that have narrower handlebars, we've included some rubber strips in your hardware packages that you may want to add to the bracket or stick to the bar to add some girth to your handlebars to assist in tightening the brackets later on. The next step in the installation is to attach the zero turn bar to the ball joint. Pull back on the sliding cover, push down, and the other. Then you want to even up your brackets, like that. And then we're going to hand tighten by holding the nut in place on the bottom bracket and turn the bolt from the top. As you're doing this, you want to rotate from the front to the back. And you want to maintain an even space between the top and the bottom bracket on both sides. And then repeat the step on the other side. The final step in the installation process is to tighten the bolts. Now before we do that, you may want to tilt the bar back slightly towards the driver, and that way when your arm is extended for driving, the handlebar is directly over your mower handlebars. Have it in place, and then we're going to tighten it with a 1/2 inch wrench, holding the bottom nut in place, tightening from the top. As you tighten, again, alternate sides until the brackets are securely in place and do not move. Before you take off, let's go over some general steering. So, kind of the proper hand placement on the bar for making minor steering adjustments is to extend your thumb on the bar, and what you're going to do is apply pressure with either your thumb or the palm of your hand to move either side of the bar. Now, if you're making a sharp turn, what you may want to do is shift your hand over so that you get more leverage on that side, or depending on which direction you're turning. What you don't want to do is just hold your hand in the middle all the time and try to twist your wrist, because then you'll just overwork your wrist.